So, as you can see, there's a lot of intellectual property. And this notebook is very old. Like, I got this, I think, maybe 10th grade when I started attending Dorman High. And, that's not what I looked like back in high school, but son. Anyway, the Trustone era, stories listed out. That was always the first thing in the notebook. And I think it stopped at codes the last time before I updated this. So all of this is new. But I'll like this was after high school, 2006, 2005 definitely, and 2004 because I graduated 2003. So moving right along, these are all the beginning stories. All that information and shit on Ralphie Trust was one of the ones that got images and that they sit. Oh, beautiful and handsome characters of this story. All right. Now, over the years, oh look, it's a map. This is the world of what Kill looks like. The entire map. Now in Final Fantasy VII, it was only this continent and this continent. In this fanfic, there's 4 continents. I don't know if they consider this like an island or a continent. Who knows? But that's a Final Fantasy VII fanfic. Or Red Sin. This is the last story. The characters from way back then. But y'all weren't even supposed to see that. But these were supposed to be the last 12 groups of the final story of the Trustone era, but it got switched off some lovely stuff, and now the only characters that remain are usually the ones at the top of each group. But then again, Heroic's Rose survived, Crown survived, Duff got changed to something else, but it's still the same character. Mice is still in there, 17 Islands is still in there too, but these are all the final 36 characters, but this been changed, but that's like the map of the galaxy. And as you can see, this is the planet where the humans reside. This is where all the characters of the Trustone era reside. These are like 4 oceans in outer space, the 4 moons, well, dwelling planets and shit like that, and other things like the second sun, the seas of lava, and Okira Wall. And that's what back then, before I did all of the updates and making up more stories, these were all of the worlds of the Trustone era. So these will be planets looking like places in outer space until you approach them and break into the ozone layer, then the planet turns around. But when you're not on the planet or nowhere near it, it appears to be a plate. Now that's the case of story number 11 remixed. Yes, I have a lot. Sometimes it takes me a while to remember which number the story is. But I will be making things all the way up. These are old files right here. They gotta be updated. These are old files, but these characters' faces have all been drawn out, so they probably won't get an update. It's not really needed because the story is extremely established. Now, Dream of Making, I did those faces now. Oh, it is. Got it all in the notebook, but I think I'm gonna go to a bigger notebook because this is a lot of intellectual property, and I don't think you can hold it anymore. Because if I open it up towards the beginning or the end, it's gonna reach these points. That is quite annoying. I have too much imagination and abundance, so it's time to get a bigger notebook. Story number 16, Great Sword Ever Lived, and Blood. Okay, it's right there. It's one of the smaller stories, but it has 3 chapters. Characters up the chain, forever will be, and this is another planet. This is, can't remember the name of the planet, but this is for immortality, and it's one whole continent, 2 islands, and if I were to draw it nowadays, these would appear to be further away from the continent, but this is just like an idea of what the planet's land masses look like, and it's just whole oceans on the other side and in between the northern continents, which are all 4 that sit around the North Pole and shit like that, and it's great. Lovely story. Did enough faces too. immortality to shit. You'll see that in action someday. This is another planet. Damn, I did all the planets differently back then. Anyway, their faces. This is hella guns. These are the good guys of the story. And that'll be the original Association of Guns, number 2 and number 3, and they are like hundreds of years apart. But those are other characters of the story. All of the individual heads. These are 2 different groups. These are the kings and queens of the third world, the third part of the story, and the ones in the middle are the stars, or 5 points across the planet. Let me show you. So this is where the kings and queens reside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. West, east. West, no, east, west. And the star. These will be the villains of the 2nd chapter, Cradle the 14th, and this story is pretty awesome. Love it. Love developing the characters back in the day. Pool did all their faces, so they won't really get an update. But then again, I might. Pool is a conundrum because their story stems from like elementary, 4th, 5th, 6th grade doing Sonic fanfic and shit, and then just survived the test of time and became a story number 20 when I turned that fanfic into a real story. But this is the real people real. The faces are already drawn, so they won't get no updates. You're monsters. I gotta go back and update all of the information pertaining to this story because it's dead and dead. And as you can see, the details are small, but all of these got to be added. The only ones that are in these documents are the Black twin brother and sister, Cyrus Crux, and Ridicolo, wherever he is, he right there. So those are the first 4 of that group. All these other knuckleheads, and all the colors and things. Yeah, this notebook, I've taken it many other places before. Don't really need it now because, you know, the drive and shit, but, you know, sometimes when you don't want to stare at a tablet or anything, you do what you got to do, right? This is Toodaloo. All of the characters of that story. They have been updated. I got those printouts maybe 5 years ago. I forgot who I used to do it, but then the printout stopped at the worst list. I did these today. The faces haven't been made for that story yet. And this is the Guardian Complex. Like when I was making over this story, I drew all of their faces quite quickly. But these are the characters and things, and it's like 6 different groups of characters in that story. Making teams for the hockey teams and shit like that. And as you know, it's the Crimson Collective and all their glory. Oh, these damn characters I've been making up. And the accessories will fit right behind this, and everything else right behind it. Did all complete fanfics, and if I want to print it out, I'll print it out. This is all of the dragons of the Spiral the Dragon story. Beautiful times. There is all of the final Pokemon that I have on the Nintendo Wii. What is it called? Because it's not Coliseum's on GameCube. Whatever one it was on the Wii. These are all little Pokemon that I have on it. And I have different teams set up for certain modes in the game. And all I have to do is just go find them in a box and put them together. It's that easy. But I'll say it some Zapdos. Y'all know I love them. Anyway, there is the Streets of Rage fanfic, and that'll be it. Alright. In the back of the thing got the character percentile. And this is how many characters are in each story, and this is late, and I realized I have to update this whenever I get a chance. This is the whole Truststone era right here. This is what I was keeping up with back in high school. Even took it to basic training with me, took it over to Iraq, and it's still here. Favorite N-word, out.